it's going to get really interesting as August continues to roll. What's up, everybody? I'm Jim Rodriguez. Welcome to the Thursday of Dodgers Latest. Happy you're along with us. Remember, hit me up right there on Instagram and on X at JRodShow as we continue to update all the goings-on of the 8-time World Series champion Los Angeles Dodgers. Hey, appreciate your being part of this. Continue to give those thumbs up. Like, subscribe, tell a friend, share as we continue to grow. Well, the Dodgers took it on the chin again yesterday, lose 2 out of 3 to the Cardinals, but it looks like there are reports that the Dodgers are going to make a move. That's right. They're going to bring up a speedy outfielder. Normally, he signed with the Braves, and now he's been with the Dodgers, and his name is Justin Dean. Yeah, Justin Dean, he's going to come in. He is 28 years old, signed with the Braves or was drafted by the Braves in 2018. Guy can fly. That's what he brings to the table. 25 stolen bases so far this year for AAA Oklahoma City. Averages about 30 stolen bases for his career. He can play center. He can play right. Got an OPS of 796 so far. And what that tells me is that the Dodgers are going to make a move, right? Bringing up this speedy Justin Dean. It either means Kike Hernandez is done for the year, and they're going to switch him over to the 60-day, and that's it. No more Kike, which is going to be a heartbreaker for him, especially come postseason, because we know how big Kike is in the postseason. Or they're still ruling Kike as a possibility for the comeback of the season, and Esteury Ruiz, who is kind of similar, has a little pop, has some speed. Esteury Ruiz could be sent down or just flat out released. So it's an off day today. Dodgers don't have to make any sort of moves. It'll happen tomorrow when they open up their 3-game series. Oh, by the way, against the Toronto Blue Jays. Second best team in the American League, who was a surprise this year. We always thought the Blue Jays were going to be good, never amounted to it, and now John Schneider's guys are actually playing really well. And an unbelievable matchup tomorrow. Max Scherzer, remember him? Max Scherzer and Clayton Kershaw tomorrow at Dodger Stadium, but we'll get into all that tomorrow on the Friday Dodgers Latest. So Justin Dean, right-handed hitter. Lots of speed. Looks like he's going to get the call-up, and it'll be his major league debut if and when he gets into a Dodger game this weekend or moving forward. But Justin Dean coming up to the Dodgers, giving them even more speed and some more outfield depth. So we'll see what that corresponding move is, if either it's Kike or Esteury Ruiz, or maybe somebody else will go on the IL. Who knows? But that is the move the Dodgers have made or about to make. Coming up in the next day or so. All right, well, yesterday, Dodgers lose to the Cardinals, lose 2 out of 3, and yeah, deja vu, right? Ohtani has seen this before with his Angel days, right? He goes out on the mound, pitches great, especially after rebounding after leaving the game against Cincinnati last week with some cramps. 4 innings, an earned run, 8 strikeouts, hit 100 a couple times, looked absolutely dominant over 50-plus pitches. And he also did it with the bat. Hits a 2-run home run, his 39th of the year, his 1,000th career hit, by the way. Add it all up, Dodgers lose. What's going on with that? Yeah, that's very much, I think somebody described it as Dodgers did everything to win this game and ended up losing. And then what hurts is you lose 2 out of 3 to the Cardinals, who are spiraling and definitely sellers in the National League, and you lost a game in the standing to the Padres, because that means the Dodgers are still second in the National League and only now have a 2-game lead over the San Diego Padres, as things are getting a little tighter. Remember, the Dodgers had an 8-game lead. Well, it's down to 2 as the Padres have been playing really well. The Dodgers are hosting the Blue Jays, which will be tough. The Red Sox will be down the road. They will be in San Diego this weekend, so we will be keeping an eye on all that. So we figured on this off day, as the Dodgers are trying to regroup a little bit and get into this big weekend with Toronto, we would take a look at the playoff picture, right? Because it's never too early to look at it in the National League. And here's how it is, right? The Brewers, first team to win 70 games. They are atop the heap in the National League. They're the number 1 seed. Then come the Dodgers as the number 2 seed. And the Phillies, just a half a tick behind the Dodgers as the third seed. And here's where it gets interesting. The wild cards. The Cubs are the first wild card. The Padres, who have been so hot, they just leapfrogged the Mets as the second wild card, and New York stays as the third wild card. So what does all this do? Well, the first two seeds are off for the first round of the wild card series, right? Brewers and Dodgers would be off. They would not start until the weekend of the division series. So that would mean the Phillies, as the 3 seed, would play the 6 seed, which is the Mets, and then the Cubs would play the Padres. It's a best of 3 with all games being in one site. So it would be the Mets at the Phillies for at least 2 games, if not 3 games. It's best of 3, and the Padres would have to go to Wrigley Field. Now, here's where it gets interesting. The Dodgers, if they hang on to that 2 seed, would play the 6-3 game, which means Phillies-Mets. So they would host either the Phillies or the Mets. If they should drop to the 3 seed, or if San Diego should move back up to the 4th or back down, if San Diego should move to the first wild card or the last wild card, or the Dodgers move to the 3rd seed, then the Dodgers would play the 5-4 matchup, which is the first 2. So it's a very interesting situation where or who would you rather play if you were the Dodgers, right? Right now, as if it ended today, which it doesn't, the Dodgers would play the winner of the Phillies-Mets. But if the Dodgers should slide down to the number 3 seed, or if San Diego should move up to the number 4 seed, then all of a sudden, the Dodgers would play the winner of the Padres-Cubs series. So what would you rather do? Listen, they've had history against the Mets, Phillies, Padres, even the Cubs in the postseason. But just to give you an idea of what's going on there, the Dodgers, if they stay at 2, would play 6-3. And if the Padres move up or move down in there, then they could face the Dodgers again in the first round. They've already met twice in the first round of the playoffs, and it's 3 times actually. Dodgers have won twice. San Diego has won once. They faced the Cubs a couple times. They faced the Mets, and they faced the Phillies only in the league championship series. So interesting things as we get closer. All this, of course, subject to change with another month left in the season, with the Brewers probably the surprising team atop the heap in the National League with the best record in baseball and 70 wins. All right, so we always invite you to be part of the show. You can always hit us up here on our YouTube page. And one of the reasons is why the Dodgers are struggling or why they're hanging on. Well, how about this? The only reason the Dodgers are still in first is because they got off to a good start and because the West teams are so bad. Well, yes and no. Remember, the division at the beginning of the season with the Giants and the Diamondbacks, Padres, and Dodgers, they all had winning records for a while. Then the wheels kind of fell off for both the Giants and the Diamondbacks. But I don't necessarily think it's the Dodgers to lose. I think San Diego has been playing great baseball. The trading deadline helped them. I think the Dodgers have been ravaged with so many injuries. Brock Stewart, who they got over from the trading deadline, so far hasn't looked as advertised. I think the Dodgers will be fine. I think the Dodgers are getting into their own. Remember, Snell's back, Glasnow's back, Ohtani's pitching well, Yamamoto's pitching great, and even Kershaw, Old Man Rivers pitching well. I think we will be a situation in the next couple of weeks when the Dodgers and Padres meet 6 times in the next 10 days or so. That will be an interesting situation because the Dodgers will play the Blue Jays this weekend. They will go down to Anaheim and play the Angels. And then next weekend, the Dodgers will host the San Diego Padres. And that will be big. Where will the Dodgers be? Where will the Padres be? I think it's going to be a fascinating series. Listen, when the Dodgers and Padres are good, it's always good for baseball. I've always said this, and I've gotten some pushback. I think right now, Dodgers-Padres is the best rivalry in baseball. Right now. I'm not talking historic. I'm not talking about Yankees-Red Sox back in the day or Dodgers-Giants. Listen, those have their place. But right now, you give me a better rivalry than the Dodgers and the Padres. Hit me up. Let me know what you think here in the comments, and we're always grateful to have you as part of the community. All right, J-Rod Show, Instagram and X is where you can hit me. Always have a good time. Enjoy the day off. Blue Jays in town. Scherzer and Kershaw tomorrow. Woo, that's going to be fun. And remember, it's always time for Dodger baseball.